Floss Tube. I'm Jessie. This is Bobo Jessie Stitches, and welcome to my channel. Channel primarily about cross stitching. And how are you doing? Doing all right? Today is October 1st, Saturday. You know what this means, as you saw at the beginning. Flossoween is here. Woo! Oh, spooky season. But as y'all are, if you are new to me, so first of all, welcome back everyone who is returning. Welcome in for everyone who is coming for the first time. I hope that we get to know each other and become stitchy friends. But for those of you who are returning and those of you who are new, I love Halloween. It is one of my favorite holidays. But I don't like a spooky. I like a cutesy. So I prefer fun Halloween. I don't like horror movies. Like that's not my thing. I can watch them, but I don't enjoy them. I don't like being scared. But the I like Halloween Town. Yeah, I was like in college when that came out, and I loved it. Right? So think like that, right? Like you know, today's mug. We are officially in Hocus Pocus month, so it's look, another glorious morning. Makes me sick. So it's I have not seen Hocus Pocus 2 yet. It is still also football season, which means that we watch a lot of football. Not you know, I'm not saying I'm a big sports fan, but my husband is, and so we watch a lot of the games because he likes to watch the games, and so you know, that's what I let him do. I don't let him, right? I mean, I watch it with him. But as a fun fact, we were watching a game last night with UCLA, and one of the players' name, like his real last name, is Bubba, and so we were saying that hopefully maybe the Texans will draft him, and then we can get a jersey that says Bubba. Wouldn't that be fun? As a reminder for everyone, Bubba is what it is actually a pet name. It is what not my family, but my husband's family calls me. What my husband calls me. So it is so that came by honestly. Like it's just a nickname. So excuse me while I do that. Anyway, so because it is so question opinions. Let's just go the other way. Is this a countdown calendar or is this a calendar? I can't decide. This is why I can't figure out if it's a calendar or a countdown. You tell me. Tell me in the comments if it's a countdown or a calendar. Because, see, if you see at the very top, it says 31, right? And so, which makes me feel like it's a countdown. But then the numbers go from 1 to 30, which makes me feel like it's a calendar. So I can't decide if it's a countdown or I don't know. You tell me. Right now I have it as a countdown. The 31 is not magnetic, so I won't be able to put the pumpkin on it. So, which makes me also think maybe it's not, or it was just a lack of detail picking. I don't know. So, you know, you let me know. Also, when we get closer, I have a Halloween tea countdown thing. This is from Bird and Blend. Out of the UK. They did my tea advent last year, and they did a Halloween one. So this will start on October 19th as when we're supposed to start counting it down. So that's what that is. So we'll have some tea a little later in the month. I will not be doing a tea advent this year for Christmas because I have a lot of tea. And I still even have the tea from last Advent that I haven't drank yet. Like, I still have it in a tub of tea still to drink. So, as much as I drink tea, apparently I buy it quicker than I drink it. So, but I couldn't. How can you not get that? Right? Like, look at it. Look at it. Anyways, life, a busy month. Still really behind on things. I had a conference that I went to, which was a spectacular conference, and you know, where I got to meet people. So I work in legal aid. I work with volunteer attorneys in the private bar to help them, not help them, but time, but to basically coordinate and match make people who want to volunteer their legal services for our clients who cannot afford legal services. And if you know anything about legal aid, there's just not enough. Like there's not enough staff, like people who do this full time, to meet the legal needs of our lower income community. And so it's which has a lot of everyday legal needs, and so that's what I do. So the conference was like a conference specifically designed to meet the law firms, the people who work, my counterparts at the law firms, and and do a joint kind of training and sessions to have conversations about what works, what doesn't work, how do we facilitate the relationship between organizations like mine and the firms like theirs, and what can we learn from each other. And one of the best conferences I've ever attended, and I hope that it happens again. I hope that I get to go again. I feel like you always come back from conferences hoping to be with a nugget or two and be inspired by something, right? Like that's what you hope you get out of a conference. I came back from this conference with action items, with things that I was able to implement pretty quickly, and amazing. So on that note, I want to be acknowledge that some of our neighbors in Florida and in the Carolinas have been hit by Hurricane Ian, having gone through a response for disasters in Texas. It is a thing. It's just something that we have to deal with. That it's the best way to help, to be blunt, is to send money. If you have resources available, send it. Send financial support. Let the people who are local decide the best use of their resources. Unless someone local has requested supplies and have coordinated with someone local to use for those supplies, don't donate things. Don't organize those types of things. It's very well meaning, and no one is questioning the intention behind that. But I actually have heard people refer to the altruistic response after a disaster as a disaster after the disaster, because people are kind of the people who are in the middle of responding to the disaster and trying to navigate through that have to now work through the people who are well-meaning, but also creating more work and stress on the people who are local and trying to do things locally. So the best thing you can do is to send money. And the best thing you can do when you have services, like if you are an attorney or a legal professional who wants to volunteer, there will be a need for that. I don't want to say don't look for those opportunities, but wait until the people who are local request that help. Like don't like for the legal response, most of it is going to be FEMA assistance. That's going to take some time to kind of do that. It is pretty typical that the FEMA assistance is that we ask people to apply for it on their own, and then the attorneys step in on the appeal side of things, and help them navigate through that process. You can do that anywhere in the nation. If you have any experience doing that, you can definitely, it's federal practice. You just have to be admitted in a state if it rises up to the level of needing a legal representation. So it does depend on what's going on, but just be kind of aware that if you want to donate skill sets, like wait for the people who are local to request it when they are ready to kind of handle it, and be able to manage the workflow to tell you what they actually need, as opposed to having to deal, instead of working with their clients and working with the people who are dealing in the need and trying to figure out what they need before they start making the ask, they are now having to respond to well-meaning intention, people wanting to donate their time, and then being like, oh, well, now I have to maintain that relationship with my volunteer and that kind of stuff. So I know it seems a little bit counterintuitive because you want to do something, but the best thing you can do is to wait for people like me who coordinate volunteers to be like, I am now ready for you, right? Like this is, now I need you to show up. Also, just a reminder for everyone, when the disaster leaves the news and the big bulk of the cleanup has been done, the disaster response continues. It can take years for people to to recover from a disaster such as this, and if ever, some people don't ever recover. So know that, especially if you are a person who has professional skills to donate, like lawyers, like those legal needs continue beyond just a disaster. So if you're thinking, I really want to volunteer and I'm a lawyer or a legal professional, or you have some other skill set that you can volunteer, maybe not right now, right? Like, it's just like, think to yourself, like, put it on your calendar in 1 week, 2 weeks, or even a month from now. Reach out at that point in time and be like, okay, now that things have not settled, but you're in now you're in the recovery, right? They're still in survival mode, right? Like, you know that they're in survival mode. They're in cleanup. They're making sure people are safe, getting people healthy, making sure people aren't dying, right? They're in disaster. They're still in survival mode. They're not in recovery mode yet. I know it may seem like it is, but it takes a few days to get to the point where you're in recovery mode. If people are in shelters, there's no power, that's survivor mode. No one's caring about, you know, recovery mode. They are, like, they seem like they're the same, but they're not. And so it's but if you have those types of things, like wait and then be like, hey, how can I provide my time and skill set to donate, right? Also, if you are able to donate money, maybe wait, maybe, like wait a month to see which local organizations are really on the ground doing the work, and or which government entities are fundraising. Like, sometimes the funds are managed by a municipality, and donate there because they're going to distribute it to the local nonprofits. Anyways, so just some thoughts on that as we think about our people who are surviving. And although the focus right now is very much on Florida, don't forget that that South Carolina was also impacted, and they have also endured quite a bit of damage from Ian as well. So, I'm not here to speak about national nonprofits. There are some really great national nonprofits for sure, but the people who really are doing the work are local. So, try to think locally, and go there. That was kind of, but that's okay. Craftivism is, activism and being here for our neighbors is what we are here to do, right? We have friends who live in Florida who are without power, maybe okay, but without power, maybe eventually running out of food, maybe worried about water eventually. And, so part of being a community is caring about each other, right? So, I was participated in the crafty chat this morning with, quite a few group of people who contributed to Nithya and Miriam's Craftivism fundraiser in support of Pakistan, which is experiencing unprecedented disaster and flooding that's going to have super long-term impact. And so that was a lot of fun this morning to listen to everyone have their chit chat. And so small things small things. And if you can't do the big things, do whatever you can locally. Pull your thread. Do your little part that you can, or weave in your thread, depending on what we're trying to do, right? So it's, and it can be overwhelming when you see so much happening to people that you care about and your neighbors and stuff, but you do your little part and know that, when that whole, starfish thing, which a lot of people hate, like, right? Like, it's funny, like, lawyer coordinators, like, we're like, I hate that story, right? But it's a good parable. It's a good way to kind of think about it, right? Yes, it does matter to that one starfish, but the more people who are on the beach, the more starfish that get helped, the more people who are thinking about bigger impacts, that can help, that can scale, all that matters. Let's talk stitching. 15 minutes in, let's talk stitching. I had a productive month, y'all. I had a really productive month. I ended up working on 6 things. Six things. Altogether, 10,623 stitches in 27 days. So there were a few days I did not stitch when I was traveling, or we had events that made it where I couldn't do it. I ended up finishing 3 things. And so yeah, let's get going. Let's start with my first finish, which is not a very exciting one, But I did participate in the planned Tetard little stitch along that's happening. Oh, I should Poigner. Hold on, let me look that up real quick. It's very exciting television that we're watching right now. Where is it? Where is it? Poignant Amour is, I believe, how you pronounce it in France, but they are doing those little videos. So this is my little plan Tetard that I did. I worked on this for one day, a start finish and a fully finish in one day, and it's 105 stitches. So isn't that guy so cute? I can't wait to see what the video looks like. I didn't do like a fancy back finish, but I did put in like a little green fabric. Is this really a fully finish? I don't know. But it is. It's in a hoop. I took a picture and I sent it off. So that's my first fully finished. My second one that I finished it was a gift, and it's been shipped off to the person, right? So in our Cross Stitch Friends Discord group, we did do a Halloween exchange, and so I just shipped it on Wednesday. It is going to, who knows how long it's going to take to Canada. When I went to go ship it, I was like, any idea of how long it's going to take to get there? She's like, I have no idea. And she's like, it will arrive by Halloween. I'm like, all right. That's helpful. And so we'll see, when it gets there. I'm just looking at my background right now a little. My little, I only bought one of those garlands and it's not long enough to fit all the way through. So I need to go back and buy a second one so that way I can do the full length. But it's obvious that I have a problem there. Anyways, I should have shifted my seat a little bit, because you also see all of my fabric that I'm currently refolding and putting onto bolts to stick up there. Craft room design. Anyways, but as I was saying, I did have a second finish, which is another fully finished object that got sent off, and the do I go ahead and insert the picture? I don't have a video because I've already packaged it off and do that. So Amanda, if you are watching this, skip a little bit, I guess, if you don't want to be spoiled. But I did do, I'm going to insert a picture, and this is Zombie Loaf by Frosted Pumpkin Stitchery. I worked on it for 3 days, a total of 1,544 stitches. It's actually pretty big. I did it on 32 count Zweigart Dirty is what it's called, and 2/2. I did my own conversion using Forbidden Fiber Co. floss. So that's a little fun thing on its way, and some other little stitchy gifts with it that hopefully they will that Amanda will enjoy. So that was finish number 2, also fully finished. Who am I? They're small, sorry. They're tiny stitches, so you have that success there. I did have non-thematic stitching. As y'all may recall, I am working on new starts, so I'm trying to get all of my getting as many of my whips done as possible. But really, what my goal was to finish everything that was started prior to 2021, and try to get as many of those done as I can. And so I have another finish of one that I started, and this is Liberty Quaker, aka Nuts About America. I have nicknamed America. We're nuts. So I worked on this for 10 days. I got fever finish while I was working on it. This is what I took with me to the conference, and so that's what I worked on. I put in 4,175 stitches into this. It is being stitched, it was stitched 2/2 on 32 count Mountain Baker Blue by Lakeside Linen, and it is with all of the call for floss. I don't stitch patriotic patterns typically, so this is unusual for me. But I thought it was cute. I like the squirrel, and so, you know, when you have, we'll call that my justice piece for now. So we'll do that. But the so that was a lot of fun, and then I am happy to report that with that, that takes me down to only, I think I said in my stitchy chat today that I was down to like 5 whips. It's actually, I have 8 whips. I kind of forgot. So I have 8 whips, but the only ones that I have that were started prior to 2020 is 2. I have 2 for 2021. So that's, I guess I hit a goal. I did it, right? Well, I have Cinderella, Wishes Upon a Dream still, and then I have Sailor Moon Squad. Sailor Moon Squad was not a goal to finish this year, but Cinderella is a goal. I did not work on it this month, so I have nothing to show there. But the, which means that for the rest of the year, I think that's going to end up being my goal, is to finish that, and then if I get that done, which is a hard order, like we're talking about like 5,000 stitches into it for the rest of the year, and maybe a little bit more than that, and that's that's almost exclusively monogamous stitching. So we'll see. I also have I'm working on some other things. I got some other goals, but yeah. So those are my 3 finishes that I did, and so yeah, I think that's really exciting. I'm gonna start doing a lot of starts in 23. I took the past couple of days off to do some organizing, to get my space organized, and I'm about to hit a period where I can't take any time off, so I wanted to take a couple of days where I could kind of refresh, regroup, and then go into October and into November where I really will be starting to work 40 plus hour, like I'm going to be working like 50-hour weeks starting this week, and because of the nature of deadlines and that kind of stuff. So I wanted to take some time off to kind of mentally prepare for that, and clean up my space. So, but I did organize my cross stitch cart. I was like, let's get everything together, right? Because I always had things in different places and that kind of stuff. So I organized it all together. It's all in one cart. It's the entire cart is full. It's just so much. And, I have something like 130 patterns or something. Like, I will say this, that the 123, that I'm going to show you some stuff a little bit later, like as I finish organizing my classroom. I did a lot of stuff to organize myself in terms of all my stitchy things, my quilting stuff, like done quite a bit of work on that, and I'm getting close. We're almost there. The big stuff is the fabric now, and organizing the fabric, and that will take me some time. Like I got a lot of fabric, but I'm getting pretty close, and pretty soon I'll be able to do a tour. By the end of the year, for sure, I'll be able to do a tour by the end of the year. That hold me to that. All right, so that means I have 3. I've shown you 3. I got 3 more projects to show you that I worked on. And so first up, I'm going to go from least to most amount of work on it. Let's start with Lunar Princess Sal. So this is not what it will look like, but this is the design of what it will look like when it is done. And it is by Sleeping Luna Designs on Etsy. And I had one goal for Sailor September. I worked on my Sailor Moon projects. I had one goal for this piece, which is to finish the rose. So, and I did that. So here is the rose that I did. It is very lovely. That includes the back stitching and everything. I worked on this for 3 days, and this is 636 stitches. And so there it is. This is being stitched 2/2 with all of the called for DMC on 32 count Belfast linen, Phantom by Picture Disc Plus. So, a few things about this pattern to think about if you have not started it and are thinking about starting it. And I don't know, I haven't looked at the rest of the pattern to see if the same things, if it only is applies to the rows or not. So, I don't have a, haha, here's it. We'll do this. So some things about the way that the pattern is drawn. So there is quite a bit of 3/4 stitches that are on in the design. Now, 3/4 stitches aren't a big deal. You can definitely do 3/4 stitches, but this is my experience with 3/4 stitches. Normally, it is when it's charted, right, in that square, you have your half stitch and then your leg, right? So that's your 3/4 stitch typically. Typically, though, what I have found is that when you need to do two together, that it's normally charted this way, right? That it is this and this. And then there's really kind of this empty, I don't know if that's right, but there's a blank spot right here for the 1/4 stitch that's not stitched there. And typically it's because there's going to be some back stitching or something like that there, right? That's what I found in most of the patterns that I have stitched that have 3/4 stitching. In this particular pattern, what she did was that it was charted this way. So when you saw this, these were charted as 3/4 stitches, right? So that's a 3/4 stitch and that's a 3/4 stitch. She also had back stitching that was charted into the piece as well. And some of it actually went over where all of these 3/4 stitches were, which is too much. In my opinion, it was too much. When you're doing 2/2, that's going to basically be 4 strands going in that leg part here. Then there's back stitching over it. It was too much. And so it was a little frustrating, which is one of the reasons why I had kind of put it away before, because I was trying to figure out what I was going to do. So this is what I did. I ended up frogging any of those 3/4 stitches where I couldn't figure out what I wanted to do. And I'm not saying I did it perfectly, because I'm sure I missed some, because it is a little hard to stitch on a darker fabric. And basically what I did was that I did all of the lighter color, the lighter red, in just that 1/4 stitch. So I just did a 1/4 stitch, and then the darker color, the darker maroony color, that's the one I did in the 3/4 stitch. And because my reasoning behind that was that the rose, that's the outline of the rose petals, right? Was basically where all the 3/4 stitches was the outline of the rose. And so I felt like I'm going to treat the leg of the darker fabric, of the darker yarn, floss, has kind of a back stitching to create the flow of it. And so that's what I did. I also did not do, it has the back stitching that was charted. I did all of that as long stitches. I didn't do those as standard back stitching, because of the thickness of all of the floss that was there from the back stitching. I think it's beautiful. I think that it's well charted, and I think that when you do it that way, you create this very rich rose with such movement in it. So I'm not like judging the design. The design makes sense, but for stitching purposes, my recommendation is to stitch the lighter red in the 1/4 stitch, do the darker in the 3/4 stitch, and then do long stitches rather than back stitching for the back stitching. And then I think that it will look great. It will still look good, but it will be a little less frustrating to stitch. So just a tip, take it or leave it as you see fit. But I hope that was useful for anyone who may be struggling or thinking about, like, how do I do that and put it away? Because I definitely put it away thinking, like, how do I want to handle it? Not because, it's hard stitching. It's not hard stitching. It's just deciding what to do, and that's what I decided to do. All right. Next up is, man, I'm not prepared. I got everything in Q-snaps and everything. So let's just have a little chit chat while I undo everything. But next up is going to be Pride Tapestry, and which I take with me to the games. Not October games. I'm taking something else because it's spooky season, so you got to do some spooky stitches. So this is going to take a break for a little bit, but I do have a goal to finish Pride Tapestry this year. I think it's doable, and I don't know why I can't get it done. So, here it is. All right. So more filling in the blanks, so to speak, right? So my goal is to only finish the unicorn, and I'm going to call that a done. And so basically, since the last time you saw it, I finished the little leg part, and I'm just filling in this side of the body and so just going down. I added all of this section and then a couple of rows in that. And so that's it. More filling in the blanks. And so again, I'm stitching this on 18 count hue by Fortnight Fabrics, all with the called for DMC. Actually, I think it's 16 count hue, not 18. It's a big piece. I worked on this for 2 days, put in 634 stitches. I actually think I put in a little bit more than that because that's what I did. This is what I did yesterday. And I definitely worked on it on 2 days. I definitely did not write down my stitch count for the day I took it to the game. But I typically put in about 100, 150 while I'm at the game. So, but I don't know what it is, so I didn't, So anyways, but that's where it is. I think I can finish this this year. So there is that. Lots of fun there with D. Let's go ahead and just put it back in the bag. I had to take it out anyways, right, to restore it. I keep things in the Q-snaps when I'm stitching on them. When I'm actively stitching on them, when I put them away, I do take them out. So I don't keep things. The only piece I keep permanently in a Q-snap is Cinderella. So, all right. Last but not least, it's going to be Sailor Moon Squad. Pride Tapestry is by These 20 Stitches, artwork by Kari Nakken. Next up is Sailor Moon Squad. I'm going to go ahead and insert a picture here of what it looked like the last time you saw it because it's been a year since I stitched on it. So take a look at that. I did quite a bit, but I don't know enough to do that. So this is Sailor Moon Squad by Tilton Crafts, artwork by Daniel Kordek. Go check them out. Tilton Crafts has put up a lot of new patterns recently, and so I actually really like it. It's pattern keeper friendly. Like I do recommend it. So that's what it's going to look like when it's done. Did I just do all? Let's do it this way. I am now going to insert what it'll look like when the last time that you saw it. I ended up working on this for 12 days. I had a goal of 5,000 stitches. I did not hit that because I got fever finish for Liberty Quaker, but I put in 3,529 stitches into it. I'm doing this 1/1 on 25 count even weave, and here it is. Oh, isn't that lovely? Who knows when I'm going to finish it. I had like this make-believe goal that I was going to be able to finish Sailor Venus this year. What? So that's not going to happen. It's just going to get finished when I get finished. That's just what it's going to be. So, but that's okay. I'm going to keep it in the Q-snap. In theory, I'm going to work on it a little bit more between now and the end of the year. Although, again, probably going to end up focusing on Cinderella. So spooky month, I'm going to focus on spooky stitching. And, so there's that. And so let's go into some things I bought. All right. So, first up is my monthly fabric of the month from Yummy Fiberlicious. So this is Sunset Ladder. Beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful. Look at this. It's actually going to be a really lovely neutral. So, I love it. I actually love it. You can't go wrong. I have a lot of fabric. And I do need to think about whether or not I am going to keep stay in the club. But every time I get it, I'm like, how can I not? Right? So like how can I not stay in the club every time I get the monthly one? I'm like, it's just so wonderful. I just can't. I'm just so happy about that. So that's that. I purchased a little travel pocket calendar that I take with me now that we're actually going to start going out into the world, and I have this theory that maybe 2023 is the year that we'll go back into the office at work. We're still working remotely, but I anticipate that we will be going back into the office, and I think it will happen in 2023. So I keep a little pocket calendar with me, so that way I know what things are planned. So that way, if I'm not at home with my husband, who is our brain and keeps everything on the phone, that I actually have my calendar with me. So I usually buy a Mary Englebright pocket calendar that fits in my purse. And well, you can't just have things come with just that, right? So I purchased this cross stitch pattern from Mary Englebright. And it's like, I don't think it's part of her dark, her Ingle Dark line, but it is kind of, right? So this is called Delightful. And it's like, as far as I know, I'm delightful. Which I think is just so cute. It's actually a pretty small, it's a pretty small design. Where is it? I just saw it. It's 66 by 92. So it's not very big, and it's obviously all black and white and shades of gray. So I don't know, I'm pretty tempted to start this one. But I was like, oh, I just gotta own that one, don't I? So, and as I mentioned earlier, I am part of I did in our little Discord group that I was part of a Halloween exchange. And I've already received my gift from Amanda, which makes me really sad that I did not send it to her. So she sent me a sweet little Halloween card. I got a couple of Halloween stickers out of it. I mean, who doesn't love a good sticker? And look at these lovely gifts. I have some Halloween themed kind of fabric. So obviously these are mysteries, but look at that. Great smalls, right? I'm gonna be able to do some smalls out of that. That's Halloween themed. And she sent me some floss from Mo's sale, which I don't even think I've ever heard of. So this one is called Red Moon. This is Cynthia. Look at that purple yellow variegation. And then this is Elsie. So thank you, Amanda. I don't know if she watches me, but thank you. And I'm sure that I am going to be able to do something wonderful with these. All right, y'all. And that only leaves one more thing to do, which I have to step away for a second. We're going to go la 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 because it's all the way over here. So, boo boo boo. I have a box. So, officially Flossoween. Beginning tomorrow, there'll be these short videos until the end of the year. End of the month for Flossoween. There will be a few days where I won't be able to record something, but I'll double up on those things. But I got Fangirl Fibers Halloween Countdown box is what I did for this year. It's the only box I have. And then we'll obviously have the tea Advent. I also purchased the Autumn Lane Stitchery mystery box. So at the end of this video, there's an unboxing for the Autumn Lane Stitchery box. And so if you are interested in seeing it, it's spoiler. Be aware it's a spoiler if you haven't received it and haven't opened it yet. But it wasn't a countdown box or anything. It was just a full-on open box, and there was like a mystery, which my husband was able to figure out the clue um, to get the final item. But what's really funny is that he kind of just guessed. Like, he kind of was like, well, he's kind of looking at it, and he just like used his intuition and kind of guessed it. And he got it correct. But what's really funny is that even though we know what the password is, we still can't figure it out from the clues in the box. So anyone who got the box and is like, I don't know what's going on, just know that we can't figure it out either. And so sorry for the crinkles as I look for October 1st to open up the item from October 1st. Clearly I'm not very organized today. So apologies for that. Goodness. It's going to be at the bottom of the box, isn't it? It is going to be at the bottom of the box. That's how it always goes, isn't it? Like the one you're looking for. Oh my goodness. This is, oh, here it is. Here it is. I'll organize before tomorrow. This is why I only, thank you for all of my loyal viewers and people who keep coming back, my stitchy friends who come back. But this is why I'm not one of those people that have like the thousands of viewers, right? Like subscribers. These other people who are so much more polished than I am and how they do things. Like, that's why. That's how they get all of the all of the people. Me, I'm just like winging it. Anyways, October 1st. 31 Days of Haunted America was my advent box for Fangirl Fibers. Well, let's see what we got. Is it a pattern? It's probably a pattern. Oh my goodness. All right. Oh! So this is the Curse Cabinet. It is a pattern by D's 20 Stitches, artwork by Kari Nakken, by Uncanny Kari. Look at that. Wow. That's fun. That's fun. Okay. Oh, so there is a little story associated with it. Called the Hope Diamond, Washington, D.C. It says John Baptiste Tavernier came into possession of the richly colored, quote, violet blue diamond in 1653. The legend goes that he plucked the 115.16 carat diamond from the eye of an Indian idol. When the monks discovered the theft of their precious gem, they placed a curse on the diamond so that whoever should own it or even come into contact with it would suffer serious misfortune or even death. Tavernier himself is said to have gotten extremely ill after he stole the diamond and later violently torn apart by a pack of wolves in Constantinople during his retirement to Russia. Other accounts of Tavernier living to old age and dying peacefully at 84 years old. However, neither story has been authenticated. So I'm guessing that has to do with the cabinet. Like, that the diamond is one of the things in the cabinet. Fun! Absolutely fun. So, I'm assuming that I'm going to get some stuff to be able to stitch it later on. And, although I am doing no new starts this year, because I'm down to these 8, I was doing the 22 and 22, I can start things. So we'll see what we'll do. I actually have a couple of other things that are coming too, which I haven't shown you because there's nothing to show. I did purchase a Frosted Pumpkins Stitchery's Halloween wreath, which stitch along, which I should be getting today, I think, right? Maybe Monday, but I should be getting it soon. I am planning on starting that. And obviously it's a year-long stitch along, so I'm going to try to keep up with that. And I also have the Haunted Halloween salve from Lola Cross Stitch. Lola? I'll put it down below, whatever it is. I have not started that, and I do want to start that too. Because it's spooky stitching, I want to do spooky stuff. But that being said, I am going into plans. I am working on Haunted House by Forbidden Fabrics, which is their box from last year that I didn't finish. I want to finish that this month, and I'm probably going to get finished fever for that pretty quickly. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. You're going to see. You're going to see things as they go. So So speaking of which, let's go ahead and get going on showing you where I am. So this is Haunted House, Forbidden Fiber Co. I actually ended up stitching the outline. I'm putting in outlining because I'm going to be taking this to the football games with me and doing some color filling in. And so I'm putting in the outline this afternoon. So that way tomorrow when I go to the game, I can just fill in the moon. And so here we are. Let's start on that. Okay. Well, that's it. It's a long video. Stay tuned for the unboxing if you're interested in the unboxing. If you're not, that's okay. All details down below. Come back tomorrow for Flossoween, day 2. All right? Y'all take care, and I'll see you soon. Wherever you are, have a stitching good time. Take care. Bye-bye, everyone. Hi, everyone. This is Jessie with Bobo Jessie Stitches, and this is an unboxing video of Autumn Lane Stitchery Mystery Halloween box. And so let's get going. You're seeing it for the first time. All I have done is cut the tape, and so you're seeing it for the first time with me. And although you may have seen another unboxing video, but let's take a look-see. All right. Sweet little box. We have a note here. Let's see. I'm not sure why the video is backwards for you, but it says, "Welcome to our first ever mystery box. And we are beyond excited that you are sharing this with us, and we thank you so much." List of items in the boxes. So let's not read that. And looks like there's going to be a little bit of a game here. So all right. Lots of fun Halloween crinkles. Oh. All right. Well, obviously we're expecting flosses and things. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. All right. Well, first up, we got a bunch of DMC as expected. So some 310s, a 3078, 3046, 3790. So assuming that it's going to be for a pattern. Okay. We got a snack. Z chocolate. Oops. I see what's going on. Why everything's upside down. Okay. All right. I'm not going to go further. I'm going to try to fix this camera so that way it's not upside down. Hold on, please. Ah, there we go. This is what happens when you start an unboxing and you can't, you don't know what it's going to look like. Can't test the recording. So anyway, so here's some fudge from Z Chocolata, made in San Francisco. Some, it looks like a praline, pecan flavored. All right. Some fun RIP floss drops. Solid. Look at these acrylic ones. Actually, let's go ahead and take a look at the sheet at the same time so I can give you a little bit more information. The fudge is a maple walnut fudge from the world famous Z Chicolato in San Francisco. It does contain nuts, obviously. Let's see. I can read quickly enough. Okay, this is custom design made by Autumn Lane Stitchery for the pattern. Look at the tombstones. They're all different. You can't have the same. That's boring. Oh, okay. So we have RIP. Oh, yeah, you can see that they're all just a little bit, like here's a crack here and a little different design right there. Yeah, they are just a little bit different. That's awesome. That's a lot of detail. Well done there. Okay. Oh, as expected in unboxing, some crinkles. So, careful with the crinkles. This looks like we obviously have some hand-dyed fabric flosses here. And there we go. Hand dyed by Rolanda. Oops, hand dyed by Rolanda. Clearly some Halloween colors. This one is Pumpkin Spice, Twilight, Witch's Brew, Vintage Purple, Midnight. Some more floss, and let's see anything on the things. All right, that apparently is these are hints for item number 13, which we're going to read a little bit more. All right, next up we have some earrings from Blue Spruce and Maple. All right, and these are wood and resin ghost earrings, more crinkles, from Blue Spruce and Maple. Oh, they were all, this was hand done by her. Blue Spruce and Maple is her little side project, so she is the one who made all of these. Cassandra did. And so look at that, that's fun. I do have pierced ears, so I will be able to wear that. Okay, looks like this is a needle minder. Let's see. Yep, it is the needle minder. And I'm trying to find the information. I'm assuming it's designed by them because it's on their card. It matches the pattern. So there we go. Solid. This is solid. You don't want to throw that at anybody. That's going to hurt someone. All right. Next up is the fabric. And it is by Bee Stitch Me, Pumpkin Patch. Let's take it out. More crinkles. This is for the pattern. So look at that. Oh, wow. This is showing true to color. And this is, I don't remember. Did I order? Did we pick our fabric? I think we did. This is 32 count linen. I assume I picked my fabric. I prefer to stitch on 32 count, so whatever it is on 32 count. So, yeah. Oh, isn't that beautiful? And this is for the pattern that's in the box. So, let's fold that. Okay. Next up is a card. This is an art print by Erin Houston. All boxes going forward will include a little box, a little print of the main pattern. I did not order the artist edition. I just ordered a little print. And so, but that's really sweet. That's lovely. Okay. Oh, look at this cute, fun little pattern. I don't think this is the main pattern. I think I see that below. This is called a Spooky Stroll. What a fun little small one. Let's see. Oh, let's not. Here, let me open it off camera so I don't accidentally flash the pattern. But that way you can see the design outside of its packaging. So without the, just a little bit of glare, but isn't that cute? I actually really like that. I like that how the little ghost is like a little lantern. Okay, all right. Next up is, it's a little art piece. This is a birch 3D pumpkin decor, also from the Blue Spruce and Maple. It's just decoration. So again, a side project of Cassandra and available on Etsy. So go check that out, I guess. Keep an eye out on this and Flossoween videos coming up. Oh my god! Oh wow! There's more than one. Oh, there's more than one. Another pattern. Good Witch, Bad Witch. Let's see. These two witches just screamed to make an appearance. So I love the idea of a creepy witch and then a beautiful witch. So, all right, let me do the same. Let me take it out of its packaging so you can see the pattern. A little less of glare. That's beautiful. I like that. It'd be fun to do a finish that's double-sided. And I think last but not least is the main pattern, Tonight We Ride. Apparently Aaron sketched this 2 years ago. He wanted to be a very iconic Halloween pattern for the first box, so they dusted off the sketch. I love this. Look at that. All right, let's take this out. Show that to you. A little less glare. Oh, that's beautiful. That's perfect. Now the question becomes, which one do you start? Do you start with the big one? Do you start with this one? Or do you start with the little baby cute one? So we'll see. All right, bear with me. I'm going to read the information about this little trick. Okay, so apparently I'm looking for a password somewhere in this box. Yeah, I'm basically just looking for a password, and then there's going to be a little special gift that comes with it. All right. Well, hopefully I'll be able to figure out what that password is. Stay tuned, I guess, for future Flossoweens to see if I'm able to figure it out. All right. So there it is. Happy Halloween. And the box itself is actually the design. Isn't that awesome? Ignore my staple remover. All right, y'all. Thanks so much. I hope you enjoyed this.